Now, President Trump continues to be angry about the lack of respect from his Republican colleagues, so much so that many in the White House describe it as being consumed with dark moods. But it actually gets much worse than that. According to Gabriel Sherman, writing for Vanity Fair, several people close to the president have recently said in private that Trump is now unstable, losing a step, and unraveling. Now, he writes, the conversation among some of the president's longtime confidants, along with the character of some of the leaks emerging from the White House, has shifted. There is a new level of concern. Now, recently, NBC News, as you know, published a report where Trump shocked his national security team when he called for a nearly tenfold increase in the country's nuclear arsenal. One Trump advisor confirmed to Sherman that it was after that meeting that Secretary of State Rex Tillerson called Trump a fucking moron. Because only a fucking moron would want to spend trillions of dollars. And that's how much it would cost. Trillions of dollars and like at least a decade adding more and more nukes to our arsenal that we're never going to need and hopefully will never use. Again, we've given Trump access to the nuclear codes, so who knows if that'll change. But again, tenfold increase. So a fucking moron, right? Now, Sherman spoke with about a half a dozen prominent Republicans and Trump advisors, and they all describe a White House in crisis as advisors struggled to contain a president who seems to be increasingly unfocused and consumed by dark moods. Trump's ire is being fueled by his stalled legislative agenda, and to a surprising degree, by his decision last month to back Luther Strange. Now, what's interesting is that Luther Strange was part of the establishment. Roy Moore is insane, but he's part of that anti-establishment Republican wave. Now, the Republicans in Congress are like, oh, no, you need to back Luther Strange. Trust me, he's going to win. Everything's going to be fine. We can't let Roy into office because that's going to end up hurting you in the long run. Trump, being an idiot, says, oh, okay, I'll back Luther Strange. He gave him his endorsement, and Luther Strange won. That was incredibly embarrassing to the president, and so he hasn't forgotten about it. In fact, he's super, super angry. A person close to Trump said, quote, Alabama was a huge blow to his psyche. He saw the cult of personality was broken. Now, okay, so that explains why Trump seems to be scrambling to get back to his base by doing more campaign-style rallies, sabotaging the ACAs we saw today, and even reneging on the deals that he made with the Democrats. What he's trying to do is he's trying to rebuild that personality cult, right? Now, why would you want to do that? Well, if you're Trump, you need constant affirmation. That's somebody that seems to be very insecure. I don't know why. He's president of the United States, but he seems to be very insecure and always has to have people praise him and say, "Oh, you're doing such a good job, Donnie. You're so tremendous. You're such a fantastic guy." Everybody loves Trump. So that would explain why he's like, I can't wait to get back in front of the crowds where people actually like me. Now, because like I said, right now, he's getting a lot of criticism from inside the White House and from outside the White House, too. In fact, according to two sources familiar with the conversation, Trump had vented to his longtime security chief while he was still there, Keith Schiller, saying, quote, I hate everyone in the White House. There are a few exceptions, but I hate them. Now, does that sound like a guy who's super happy to be there? I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. I'm also saying snowflake. But, hey, by the way, the feeling is mutual. Everybody hates you as well. But anyway, or at least most of America. Now, anyway, two senior Republican officials also said that Chief of Staff John Kelly is miserable. He later on, he came out actually earlier today saying, oh, no, that's not true. I'm not miserable at all. I'm not leaving at all. But let me continue with this. He said, according to these officials, Kelly is miserable and is remaining out of a sense of duty to keep Trump from making some sort of disastrous decision. We've heard that a lot from unnamed insiders and officials. But again, Kelly came out earlier this morning and was like, no, that's not true at all. I love being here. Can I go now? It's the same sort of weird sort of fealty pledge that Rex Tillerson had come out last week. So, I don't know. It's a little weird. Nonetheless, how long he'll stay is an open question. But again, there's more speculation that he's fed up with being in the administration. In fact, Politico recently reported that Kelly's deputy, Kirsten Nielsen, is likely to be named Homeland Security Secretary. Now, the theory among some Republicans is that Kelly wanted to give her a soft landing before his departure. Again, we don't know if that's true or not. We'll see. We'll have to see. Now, one former official even speculated that Kelly and Secretary of Defense James Mattis have discussed what they would do in the event that Trump ordered a nuclear strike. The person asked, would they tackle him? Imagine tackling the guy with the nuclear football, as if you're playing a game of real football. The fact that one man has the power to launch the most powerful weapons in human history is disturbing enough. I mean, I've had a problem with every president having access to nuclear weapons. I don't think that they're a good thing to have around. I don't think they're a great deterrent. But look, the fact that we have this president, especially, having access to the nuclear football, well, that's just pure nightmare fuel. Okay? It was disturbing before, but boy, is it bad now. Now, even Trump's most loyal backers are starting to publicly express doubts. In fact, this morning, the Washington Post quoted longtime Trump friend Tom Barrack, saying he has been, quote, shocked and stunned by Trump's behavior. You also have Neil Cavuto coming out against the president, saying he's losing friends fast. You even have, what's his name? I'm blanking on him for some reason. Rush Limbaugh. There we go. Rush Limbaugh coming out and saying, like, oh, I'm a little nervous about Trump and what he's doing. He's losing his friends, man. Now, again, we know John Kelly's doing his best to try to make sure that Trump doesn't do anything stupid, but there's only so much you can do when the president is stupid all the time. In fact, Sherman writes, while Kelly cannot control Trump's tweets, he's doing his best to physically sequester the president, much to Trump's frustration. One major GOP donor told me access, that's Gabriel Sherman, access to Trump has been cut off, and his outside calls to the White House switchboard are not put through the Oval Office. And earlier this week, Sherman also reported on Kelly's plans to prevent Trump from mingling with guests at Mar-a-Lago when he goes later this month. And according to two other sources, Keith Schiller quit last month after Kelly told Schiller that he needed permission to speak to the president and wanted written reports of their conversations. So, now, not only that, but people in the White House are allegedly worried about Trump's public appearances. Now, one advisor tells Vanity Fair that the aides were relieved when Trump declined to appear on the season premiere of 60 Minutes. They said, quote, he's lost a step. They don't want him doing adversarial TV interviews. The advisor explained, instead Trump has sat down for only friendly conversations with Sean Hannity and Mike Huckabee, whose daughter is Trump's press secretary. And boy, have those conversations been one just giant circle jerk. Going round and round in that circle. Anyway. Now, even before Corker's remarks, by the way, some West Wing advisors were worried that Trump's behavior could cause the cabinet to take extraordinary constitutional measures to remove him from office. Several months ago, according to two sources with knowledge of the conversation, former chief strategist Steve Bannon told Trump that the risk to his presidency wasn't impeachment, but the 25th Amendment, the provision by which a majority of the cabinet can vote to remove the president. When Bannon mentioned the 25th Amendment, Trump reportedly asked, "What's that?" Maybe you should have read up on that. Oh, right. He doesn't read. He's so screwed. And again, even his allies know he's screwed. Bannon says that, or Bannon has told people that he thinks that Trump only has a 30% chance of making the entire full term. Now, I know how they're going to spin that. Oh, no, we were just kind of sick of winning. Our heads literally need a break from spinning so much from all that winning. You know, all the winning we've been doing for the last 10 months, need a break. But no, seriously though, if this happens, Trump will of course blame the establishment, the fake news media, the Democrats, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and then of course creates its own problems, right? But it is actually starting to look like a real possibility that he won't reach his full term. And I think that's a good thing, because at this point, we got to get him out of here before he destroys the country. He's dangerous. And he's shown the entire country that the guy is dangerous. And look, it's obvious, if these reports are true, that he's not happy. And it's obvious from the polling that Americans are not happy. And so I think it's time for him to go back to Trump Tower, where he belongs. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.